So we welcome John and Whitney to the Rick and Bubba Show. How about it, guys?
Hey.
Thanks for having us.
How about that? Flipping the block.
Flipping it.
Did y'all ever think you would be doing this for a living? Like redesign rock stars? I mean, is that?
Well, we love what we do, and I think that just transpired, on TV, on Flipping the Block, and so now we're doing it full time. Just loving every minute of it.
So is it the show you do full time, or you do that full time, or how does all of it play together?
We do home design and remodeling and interior design, home staging, all that stuff full time. And really the show was our first full immersion. Whitney's got a finance background, so it was always her creative outlet, so she just fell in love with it as soon as we got to go all in. And now since the first season of Flipping the Block, we've got our business is doing pretty well in Jacksonville, and we love it.
So we do the show, but we also do actually what we do on the show for other people.
Oh, yeah.
As a company.
So you got it going both ways.
And you,
that's awesome.
John, you got the construction background. She's got the financing background. And former military man. Thanks for your service to the country.
Oh, absolutely,
absolutely.
Yeah. And so what does he bring to the table? I mean, can you get the work out of him?
Oh yeah, I put John to work.
I bet you do.
I have a honey-do list.
Gosh,
it's brutal,
man. No, really. Luckily, John knows all the construction side of things. So when it comes to me saying I want to move this wall, I want to do that, then he tells me whether or not we can structurally make it happen.
And if I tell her no, she usually just makes me do it.
Man,
I like when he says no board left behind. I always thought that was great.
She's got her working on Valentine's Day. Man, you know you're giving Valentine's Day.
Y'all know this is Valentine's weekend,
I'm working
right?
on Valentine's weekend too.
I know.
Y'all just want a romantic getaway to Birmingham.
That's it. We're just here to spread a little DIY love, home love this weekend.
Now on that note, when people come out to see you, you'll be giving them, hey, here's some things you can do. So when they come to see your presentation, it's not just a grip and grin. I mean, you actually will say, here's some ideas, here's some things you can replicate, even in your home. It doesn't have to be a condominium or anything like that. Is that right?
You got it. We our presentations are really interactive. We like to keep the crowd, asking questions. So we encourage, everyone to bring their questions, and we go through 2 different presentations. We'll have 2 different ones on Saturday and Sunday, and we talk about before and afters from the show, but then also to talk about a lot of things you can do around the house to upgrade your home on a budget, easy DIY projects.
We just finished a redecorating project, and it was a bear.
It's never over. It's just ongoing.
One thing leads to another.
Yeah, do you have anything in your presentation, no offense,
where you say this is it,
we're
done?
It seems to me that
do you ever talk budgeting?
when you moving that begot this, begot this, and you go, if we move that though, we're gonna have to change this, and if we change this, and look what that's gonna do to that.
Right.
And if we do all that, then we got to bring it all up to code, and then we've got to get it re-inspected. There's
I think there would be a great class on how to come to an end.
Yeah. The end to the means.
How to know when you're done.
Rick, the end to the means.
When you find somebody that teaches that class, you let me know.
Right.
I will attend it.
I know you got started by winning a contest, going on a show and winning, right?
We
actually came in second.
Yeah.
Second.
But people liked you, or you tested good, or they said, we can't let John and Whitney get away. We got to have
did
them.
all right.
You're one of the few people that can chant, we're number 2.
We're number 2.
I have to ask this, what happened to the winners?
Oh, that's a cold statement.
I mean, did they get their own show
So
too?
here's the deal. Here's what happened with Flipping the Block. In season 1, what we learned very quickly was season 1 of any TV show is there's a lot of growing pains. There's a lot of lessons learned, And what happened was the condos that we renovated, they went up for a public auction, and at that public auction, it was just wild. It was crazy. They just didn't know what was going to happen. It wasn't staged. They weren't extras.
Right.
They were just people bidding on these properties, and so we came in second. And maybe there were some favorites, that we thought would win, and maybe we were up there near the top, but we didn't. We got second, and from there we just took our love with what we got to do on the show, and we transpired it into the business and kept rolling, and the network said, hey, we like you guys, so
okay, so what happened was the people who came in first might not have said, hey, let's go back to our lives and really do this for a living. When they saw y'all could pull it off, you were getting it done, you could do it beyond a contest, that's what kind of got them interested in you coming back and doing a show?
Well, I think that actually they were interested in us before we really got hardcore rolling into our business. But I think that probably helps that we do it for a living. You know, we truly are doing this. So, you know, I can't really speak for the winners
Right.
and what they're doing, but
You don't want to pile on. I got it.
You know the thing
But
I
we're
can't.
excited about what
The
we're
thing
doing.
I can't get though, and this is where there's a disconnect. We sit there and we watch what you guys do, and we watch the other shows and the Property Brothers and Design on the all that stuff, Design on the Dime, which my wife's never done on a dime anything.
I can turn on a dime.
You know, and they have this budget and they get all this done. We never seem to pull that off at home. Our budget control doesn't seem as good as theirs is.
That's where Whitney comes in. She can do things with Excel spreadsheets that I had no idea existed. She's always, sometimes I get a little crazy with some of the finishes, some of the work that we put in our projects, and she's got to reel me back in. But that's what we call the B word. We come in, all right, we gotta talk about the B word with our clients, and so that's when it all kind of
That's what my wife refers to it as.
Yeah.
do you find though, honestly, all kidding
She
aside,
thinks
because
it's got 4 letters in it too, but it doesn't. It's got more than that.
well, but what you find is someone gives you a budget, and what do we normally always say as far as the client? Well, I'll tell you one thing: whatever their estimate, it ain't gonna be an estimate.
Mm-hmm.
But the client also has to understand. I guess that's where you come in, Whitney. Is if they give you a budget and they say, I got to have that, I got to have that, I got to have that, and you have to say, but you're not going to have that and stay in this budget.
Right.
Why don't we find something that you might like just as much that's within the budget? Is that where you come in?
Exactly.
Okay.
John and I both actually, because sometimes they want to do stuff structurally that's very expensive in
Right.
terms of labor, and sometimes we just have to reel them in and just acclimate them with what things really cost.
Right, because there is a disconnect there.
Right.
Yeah. People sometimes think, well, if I tell them, my budget's $20,000, they're just going to come in at $19,999.
Right.
And that's not how we operate at all. But it's just one of those things that has to be established, and you got to have realistic expectations. The cool thing, and what we're talking about somewhat this weekend, and what we do on the show, is DIY is so popular. HGTV has, their revenue, and the DIY network, their revenue has just grown and grown and grown because it's so popular. And online, there's so many resources. We used to have to go into Home Depot or go into Ace Hardware and buy a how-to book, or our dad had to teach us how to do something.
Yeah.
Well, now you can go online and watch a YouTube video and figure out how to frame a house, you know?
And some of them are pretty good too. I mean, they do a good job.
Yeah. Now, so this weekend, if you want to go see them, it goes on 12 to 4 on Saturday, Sunday, noon to 3, and you're saying that's 2 different sessions each day?
Yeah. Yep. We'll give 2 different presentations each day, so that different things are being talked about in each one, and we've got some really fun giveaways. So
Yeah, I was looking
Free
at that.
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, you got $50 a gift certificate you can give away for D Lawless Hardware, a $100 wallcharmer.com certificate at each presentation, so you have some of that going on too.
Yep.
John, I got to ask you this, and you may get in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
All right.
By the way, I was
I
talking
could
to,
wrap the segment
Hang
right
on.
now if you want
I
me
was-
to.
Let me slide my chair
I was
over
talking
real
to John in the break, and he said he really liked Birmingham, but everybody kept asking him to sign their copy of the book Radical. And it's an inside
That's
joke.
inside joke.
But I knew Rick would love it.
It's a great one,
Yeah.
though.
You look like my pastor a little bit.
Yeah.
So
All I heard, we were listening to you guys in the truck on the way over here, and all I heard was something about butt buddies. And
How'd you like that?
that wasn't us. Yeah, that wasn't us.
Imagine
That's somebody else.
Look, you're a military guy. Can you imagine being the guy that he said that accidentally to, and going back and facing your buddies?
that's not. That's
Yeah,
not.
I'm
okay.
down at the courthouse today getting a name change. Change Santa Claus. Something. So what tools do you like the best? Can you tell us without getting in trouble? Do you have an endorsement
Trying to get
deal?
an endorsement deal, man.
Are
So
you?
I got to
Are
be
you?
easy. No, you know what?
Just signal it over.
You know what?
You're not on TV.
If I said yellow color to you, is that good or bad?
Or
that kind
blue
of
or
stuff.
Yellow,
what?
like blue.
Orange.
Yellows
Orange.
are good.
Orange.
Yellows are good. Too.
Oh, yellow's a good too.
Turquoise is good. You know what? Actually, in all seriousness, on talking about a budget and being realistic, rigid tools. Home Depot carries these rigid tools,
Right.
and that's what we use. That was the sponsor of season
And
one,
there we
Flipping
go.
the Block. And man, those are some quality. That's some quality stuff. Yeah, rigid.
Especially when you're talking budget too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to compromise quality if you'll
No.
just look around. All right, so you guys will be there this weekend. It's the Birmingham Home and Garden Show. If you're coming to town, obviously, if that's not your market and you can't get there, you continue to watch them there on HGTV. And of course, if you get an opportunity to see them, we'll put their website and show notes because I'm sure y'all traveling all over.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
not
we are.
not just this market. And also everybody in the golden ticket seats today. Speedy's handing them tickets right now to see you this weekend.
All right.
So everybody in the golden ticket seats gets tickets to the Birmingham Home and Garden Show. It'll go starting today through Sunday. And while you're there, be sure you go by and check out John and Whitney and see them as they'll be doing their presentation live right there and giving you some great ideas.
Continued success.
Yeah.
To you guys.
Thank you guys very much.
Thanks for having us.
No, thanks for including us in your stops while you're rolling through our part of the world. Again, you can check them 12 noon to 4 tomorrow, 12 to 3, appearing on the Fresh Ideas home stage this weekend. John and Whitney from Flipping the Block.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.